Need for Madness is a racing/crashing game where your main objective is to win, either by finishing first or being the last one standing. Released in 2011, despite showing its age, it's a surprisingly fun experience. It is an old game, with the original version coming out in 2005. I played it when I was 7 and the game window looks like this. The basics of the game are explained on your first time playing. You move with the arrow keys and your handbrake is spacebar. When you're mid-air, holding space allows you to do stunts with the arrow keys. Doing stunts adds power to your car, increasing its speed and strength. The crazier the stunt, the more power you generate. Your and other cars take damage, and when the damage meter fills, you get wasted. You can't know exactly how much damage your opponent has, but you can estimate from the look of the car. You can repair your car by jumping through the electrified hoop, instantly resetting your damage to 0. Before entering a stage, you need to select a car. Cars have unique stats and properties. Some are better at racing, others at wasting. Your car has 6 stats: top speed, acceleration, handling, stunts, strength, and endurance. The only stat that needs further explanation is stunts. It increases the speed at which your car turns mid-air, as well as improving the momentum change from flips. Some cars are locked, and you need to unlock them by progressing in the game. After picking your car, you're taken to the select stage screen, where you can flip throughout all the stages in the game, and get a 3D preview of the layout. There's a total of 19 stages in the base game. There are 6 cars total per stage, and you need to outrace and outmaneuver, or waste them all. Every stage has a leader, a new car that you can't play as yet. There's 2 stages per leader, and you unlock the car after beating both of the stages. After unlocking the car, it starts to appear on every level as AI, so you can replay old stages with new cars. Honestly, the game is way more fun with all cars unlocked. Having multiple heavy cars makes the game more challenging and interesting. Racing becomes harder, cause running into machine usually doesn't end well. The game's physics are, well... clipping through solid objects, getting launched to outer space, or going through the stage border. The game is buggy, but that's not a bad thing. The game is called Need for Madness after all. And these moments of something completely unexpected happening is what makes the game fun. Each stage has its unique soundtrack, and while it's nothing spectacular, it manages to set the theme of the stage, and some tracks are bangers. And that's the basics of the game. The base game's pretty short, around 2 hours or less if you try hard. It's a fun little game that was probably the first game that I got really hooked into. There's also a free play mode, where everything is unlocked and you can play with online content that requires a paid subscription. I originally played it before the full release. Need for Madness and Need for Madness 2 was available as an internet game, but since then Java has discontinued the features required for the game to work. The game was available on Steam, but was taken down on March 2nd, 2015, because the multiplayer subscription was paid on the website, not on Steam. Since then, the game hasn't returned to Steam. Talking about multiplayer, this game's pretty dead, with there being one player online that disappeared quickly. In multiplayer, there are custom cars and stages. There's a leaderboard with the top rated cars and stages in a time period. Cars are divided into classes, which change the max amounts of stats they can have. There's also a car maker and a stage maker, where the magic happens. I never understood the car maker, cause making the models required some coding. But I remember finding code online for models and using them. Other than that, you can edit the stats and physics of the car, as well as test drive the car. These menus are pretty simple, using sliders and buttons. The stage editor is what I love the most, and I spent a lot of my time making and playing my stages with AI. You can make stages from the top down, using parts and placing them down. There's a lot of parts and cool ways to use them, but you can have a limited amount of parts, because there is a memory limit. In the View and Edit tab, you can change the atmosphere of the track, the amount of laps, and the soundtrack. There's a trial account feature where you can play 5 online games daily. Sadly, you can't use custom cars and playing custom stages except your own through the editor on a trial account. There's 2 servers with 5 rooms, and you create games in a room. You can select any stage from Need for Madness 1 and 2, and custom stages. You can set the amount of laps and get a colored preview of the stage. There's a max amount of 8 players instead of 6 online, and there are customization options changing aspects of the game. When a game is hosted, you're in a room where you can chat with other players in the game. There's also a war/battle mode, which I didn't know existed. I tried to find gameplay of it, but couldn't find anything interesting. There's a clan system with players, custom cars and stages, and you can declare wars on clans. There's an entire profile system with custom logos, and there's a tab for game news and Wars World Championship. I'm guessing that the battle mode was used in these clan wars, because the Wars World Championship is an always active event, where the clans fight for points and the clan with the most points is the champion. I guess I must have completely missed this feature back when I played the game, because I had no idea something like this existed. Digging deeper, I looked into the community hub and discussions on Steam, where I found a link to a Need for Madness Discord server from 2024. After joining it, I found a small yet still active community playing the game. People uploading custom songs, showcasing their cars, stages and speedruns. It's cool to see that there's still a community for this game after all this time. There's also the modding scene for the game. I remember playing a lot of old customized versions of Need for Madness, especially the original Need for Madness Revised and Recharged. Searching for the game on YouTube reveals mostly old content, when the game was more popular. And that's about it. It's a fun little game developed by a single developer. I really do wish the online scene would have been more active, but the game is far past its prime. You can download the game on radicalplay.net, and if you have some time, I recommend you check it out. Till next time.